That's new.
What?
Why did it go full screen?
It does that if it's maximized.
Oh.
Because it's full screen when you record. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That wasn't me. Spider-Man's in on the joke, Nick.
You know, there's bits of that like city that look weirdly unlit.
Yeah, like, it's just like the water is overtaking the city. Hello. Welcome to On the Fence, the show that's about helping you decide whether or not.
You alright there, Hans?
I forgot the rest of the bit. Wait, I got this. Hello, and welcome to On the Fence, the show that's about helping you decide whether or not to spend your hard-earned money on the biggest and possibly best releases. Me? I'm Spider-Man.
Do you have like analog control over that?
No, it's very much either just doing it or not doing it. No.
Can't seem like you had analog control there.
No, it's like, it just... No, you like the slice it back. You're probably making him really sick here. Like we're back!
Mm-hmm.
On the fence.
On the sofa.
Yeah, this I could actually touch you and taste you.
Please don't.
We have come to the end of what can only be described as the summer drought of video games. Because we actually...
Hey. Madden. I played Madden.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I got that EA Origin Premier thing.
Alright, so you
for like 80, for like 90 quid.
You technically didn't actually buy it.
I did not buy Madden, no.
I just bought a service. But yes, Nick!
Thwip.
Fucking we might as well stop bashers altogether because we've hit the height with actually playing a Spider-Man game on the show. It doesn't get any better for me. But yes, we're playing Insomniac's Spider-Man, released on the PS4. A game that got a lot of advertising behind it. Like, they pushed this game.
Yep.
So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a little bit of a story mission. Excuse me, coming through. Yep, how you doing? What's up? A little bit of a story mission. And then for about half of it, and then for the other half we're going to show some open city stuff. And then we'll, you know, do what we usually do and give opinions and verdicts and such things. Does that sound skippity-boo?
Yep.
Sweet.
Halloween!
So let's talk about the fact that, Nick...
It's Halloween.
Not only that, but... that we have another Spider-Man game that's been fully endorsed by Marvel.
Wait, what do you mean another?
Which one?
Well... what was the last one? Was Amazing Spider-Man 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is very much more
just a movie
tie-in. This is the first original kind of Spider-Man. You know, like, the last one I can remember is probably Web of Shadows, which was 360 era.
I mean, there was Web of Shadows.
Yeah.
What came out after Web of Shadows, Hans? Shattered Dimensions.
Did that come out after it?
Then what came after that? There was another one that came out after that. I can't remember what. Where you were just Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2099. Can't remember what it's called there.
Oh, yes.
Edge of Time, something like that. Weird.
Yeah. But those games were not very well, like...
Hey, Shattered Dimensions.
Shattered
Dimensions was very, surprisingly well received.
I really enjoyed them, but they were not as well advertised. Like, this is like a Sony flag mark.
They were also
game.
differently styled. Like, they were not open world games. It was kind of a return to Spider-Man games being like quite level based.
Yeah.
I would say this is probably the first big open world one since original open world one since probably Web of Shadows.
So yeah, Insomniac is doing this game.
Fine makers of Ratchet and Clank and Sunset Overdrive.
And you can definitely tell, like, from the opening of the game, it is straight up. It's like looking in a mirror. It is straight up filled with that sort of like style from Sunset Overdrive. Like it's got the indie rock playing. It's got pretty much all that stuff going on. The traversal also seems to be a mix of what you would expect from a traditional Spider-Man game and a little bit of Sunset Overdrive's traversal. Yes, I personally can't get over how much Sony got behind this. Like they were like, no, this is going to be a big thing for us. Maybe it's because maybe they're trying to impress Marvel to an extent where, you know, only we want the licenses for all the Avenger games and let us make them.
There has been talk that this will be the start of Marvel's game universe. In the same idea of their cinematic universe, there will be a shared game universe across all Marvel games. Which between this and the talk of Square Enix doing an Avengers game, which hasn't been heard of since it was kind of announced, then if this is the start of it, it seems promising, but we'll see.
I mean, and like they do definitely hint at their own universe because, like, you know, throughout the city of New York and this, you know, there's references to the Avengers, to Doctor Strange, to all that sort of stuff, and there's probably Easter eggs even further afield in the Marvel universe. But and
it's nice to see they took. It almost feels like they took a risk with this game, where you're being dropped in the middle of Spider-Man's life cycle, so to speak. Like, I think he's been Spider-Man for like 8 or 9
years.
Yeah.
Oh no, 8 years.
Like 8 or 9 years he's been Spider-Man, and like he has put away a lot of his villains. Like there's a mention of a lot of his villains being in the RAF, which is like the super villain prison. And like this is like it's a mature Spider-Man, especially compared to the Spider-Man we get in the cinematic universe, which is still him in the infancy of his superhero career.
Oh yeah. And I think what ties that in nicely in the game is probably the use of gadgets. Like, so we'll see it a wee bit later on whenever I'm not in such a story-based section. You're right, buddy. But like there, you have an entire gadget wheel of stuff you can use, and you know, throughout the story, you know, you see Peter doing as a professor, like helping his partner, who will, when we touch upon the story, we'll talk about that. Oh yeah.
Leave room for Jesus.
So should we talk about story a wee bit just while we're here then?
Yeah, sure. So, the story of this is kind of, obviously you've been Spider-Man for a while. He's obviously been Peter Parker for a while.
Yes, all his life.
Yeah, but it's been like, it's not like, he's known that he's already been together and like broken up with Mary Jane. Like the stuff with Black Cats and all already happened. There is like, this is, if you've kept up with the comics, none of this is probably new to you, but like a lot of it is obviously like, it's nice to see him not doing an origin story. So with Peter, kind of, he's in the swing of things being Spider-Man and all that, and he's just taken down, at the start of the game, you take down the Kingpin, which kind of sets up the story for opening up like a whole new like faction to come in and start trying to take control of New York and cause havoc.
Yeah, so the guys in the mask there are the Demons, which are pretty much the top gang coming in, taking in the power vacuum that is left by Wilson Fisk getting arrested, headed up by Mr. Negative.
So the lady is calling me
because of your crippling depression. So the big thing about this.
BAM!
Let him go.
So yeah, that is pretty much the story in a nutshell. Without getting too spoilery, I suppose we'll say Otto Octavius is in this. He is kind of like Peter Parker's mentor slash partner. So one thing I absolutely love, and they tease it. So I'm about 3/4 of the way through the game, and they tease the fact that Otto Octavius may become Doc Ock, whether in this game or whether in a future game. I don't know. But the way that Doc Ock is written is unbelievable. We're still alive.
Yeah, and I do think, like, this is actually... I was
Everybody okay?
maybe a bit put off by some of the stuff they put out pre-release, but I do think, like, the writing and the
Happy
tone
Halloween.
and all of this game is top-notch. A lot of it is... It balances, like, the quirky nature of, like, his quips and his one-liners that Spider-Man usually has, like, very well with, like, him kind of dealing with the responsibility of... He's almost essentially created this issue in New York of opening up this vacuum for the demons to come in and start causing issues. Yeah. And, like, the responsibility he feels of those people, he's kind of drawn into it. It does a really good job of both of those and, like, kind of balancing that act between the two, which is something I think only really recently the movies have started doing quite well. But I think, like, pretty much first time this has nailed it.
So, as you can see here, oh, flip. The combat is pretty
Where'd
much
they take the lady?
Batman Arkham.
Well, yeah, oh, turn the camera back around. No, the other guy. That doesn't look comfortable.
Oh, it's just,
It looks like right against the corner of the cabinet.
that cabinet is right in his ass crack. I think he's got it worse.
Oh, yeah, gee. The point of the desk
Just
is stabbing
his
him.
back. Actually, before we go into so I'll talk about you about the story. So this mission itself, so the demons have found or heard of a bioweapon that they're planning to use, and then pretty much explode it in New York. And this guy, Dr. Delaney, is one of the creators of the bioweapon, so they're trying to kidnap him at this college/university party. And we are here to stop that because we are the good guy. The best bit about this is that there are people dressed up as Spider-Man's villains, and that's hilarious.
Began working with someone in an Oscorp lab.
So,
How do you know that?
anyone who has read any comic, that is Martin Lee, who is Mr. Negative. It was an interesting choice picking him because he's definitely one who's never made his
Like,
video game or
I
movie
had no
appearance.
idea who he was before the game kind of started its like advertising campaign and started showing him off.
I really like his powers are awesome, and I think it can lead to a lot of interesting stuff later on. So you can take control of people by bringing out their their evil side, I suppose, or their darkest wants. He also has the power to shoot electricity. Well, kind of electricity.
Evil electricity.
Yeah.
Name, Dr. Morgan.
Yeah, and he is the head of the demons, pretty much.
That's racist. Just because he's Chinese hands. What the fuck?
No, he's clearly black, Nick. What are you talking about?
No!
But this is another bit. So me and Nick talked about this earlier. This game is definitely not for kids. As well as not just not for kids. It's very much universal. Like, although there is deaths, they are usually not graphic in any way. And if they are,
Like, for example, him shooting himself. Yes, it's dark, but they cover it up pretty well. Where
Yeah,
you don't see the fucking blood splatter. You kind of just see him.
yeah, and it's also very stylish.
Yeah.
Like, just the way that it's all done in one shot. And oh, flip, get that out of there. So yeah, now that we've really kind of caught up on all the story, let's talk about the combat and gameplay. So, pretty much it is straight up your typical Arkham sort of.
From the pre-release stuff, yes, I originally kind of wrote it off as Arkham, very Arkham-like, and it is Arkham-like, but I think they make smart design choices. Like, for example, in Arkham, you can kind of just point any direction and hit the attack button, and you will leap no matter how fucking far you need to get to the enemy you're pointing at.
Yeah.
This one kind of makes it a designed or a conscious decision to say, "Oh no, I need to get to that enemy way over there." With the introduction of that web zip you saw Hans do a couple moments ago. And hint, hint, do it now, Hans.
I can't. Wait. Okay, there we go.
So you can do like this web zip, which will take you like mass. But if you say just kind of Arkham style, just try and hold the button in a direction and punch, you'll just swing and a miss like in the air in front of you. Which I do think is a nice conscious decision, and it does add a bit of
That's all about
variety to the combat where you do need to make like active choices. Again, dude, stop pinning people to the edges of things. That dude looks so uncomfortable.
He's square on the edge of the door. So I agree. So I think the very basis and the very core element of it is pretty much Arkham, but there are nice touches to make it feel Spider-Man-y. So, for example, being able to web opponents to the wall, it's a quick and easy. Instead of having to knock them out, it's a very quick and easy way to kind of do it. They have a lot more aerial stuff, so knocking opponents into the air and pretty much you can juggle them to an extent. And then also the gadgets. And so I know Batman had gadgets, but some of them, not a lot of them went into. I'm gonna punch myself. Oh no!
A lot of the gadgets in Batman's, like, you didn't really need to rely on them in combat, because, like, at the end of the day, they didn't really do much.
You'll be okay later.
Plus, they didn't do much more than your basic attacks anyway.
Yeah.
In this one, like, the gadgets are very good, fast ways to, like, instantly incapacitate an opponent.
Oh yeah.
Like, you can immediately, like, sticking someone to a wall, like, takes them out of the fight. Like, that's essentially as good as depleting their health bar and knocking them out.
Yeah.
And similarly, like, it does also have the stealth section of things, kind of like Arkham does, where you are creeping around, like, say, in this one it's mainly construction sites, like, kind of taking out enemies one by one, picking them off so you don't get overwhelmed. And your gadgets play a really good job in that too, where you can set up traps and, like, say, alright, I'm going to create this distraction so this guy walks past a mine or a decoy I've set up. And in addition to the gadgets, you do also have pretty cool things. Like, this game actually has a raft of Easter eggs and, like, callbacks to other Spider-Man things. So you have a whole raft of suits you can equip on Spider-Man, and each of those comes with their own separate suit power.
Suit power.
But you're not restrained. You can apply that suit power once you unlock it to any other suit. So if you like the power but don't like the suit, it's pretty smart that you can say, alright, I want to use the classic suit but have some awesome power with it.
Yeah, they've brought on some RPG elements to it. So, like, you have different attributes, so stealth, attack, defense, and all this stuff, and you can equip different gadgets and stuff to your weird out to me. Different gadget stuff to alter the attributes of your suits and stuff. I'm obviously wearing the very basic suit.
Speaking of, let's take a look at those suits.
Okay, let's do that.
Segues.
So here we have all the suits that you can unlock. So
originally I was down on the White Spider suit. I do like that there is reasoning behind it having a White Spider. It is, like, small reasoning, but it is a nice reasoning regardless.
So
I'll let you know if it works.
without getting, I suppose. Yeah,
it's not. It happens in the first, like, hour or two of the game.
So you actually start off in your classic suit. Well, this is your classic suit. It gets damaged, and then Doc Ock, who, like I said, is your mentor and partner, finds Peter altering the suit.
Assumes he is Spider-Man's gadget guy.
Yeah, which I actually thought was really funny. And then he gives Peter designs this new suit, and Peter makes it, and that's why it has the White Spider on it.
Yeah, and the whole idea of the white is apparently it takes longer for someone to render white in their eyes faster, so it gives him an advantage in combat.
So but there's a ton of other suits here. So you have, like, Noir suit, you've got the Scarlet Spider, you got the electrically insulated suit.
I'm willing to bet he used that against Electro.
Yeah, probably. So you've got Spider Armor Mark III. There is 2 suits down here which you have to unlock after you do all the,
like, certain collectible
missions. And then there's your Wrestler suit.
But Hans, go to the other suit that you've unlocked. They have the Homecoming suit.
They do. They have. So there's 3 suits which were pre-LC. There was the Stark suit. There was this, which is Spider-Punk.
Stark suit wasn't.
Oh, it was.
No, there was you got 3 suits for pre-ordering the game. Like, you would unlock them normally, you just get early access. You get the Spider-Punk, you get the Velocity suit, which I don't know what it's from, and you get the Iron Spider from Infinity War.
But yeah, so here, like, those are the suits that
I love that he's wearing a pair of Chucks. It's my favorite thing.
I was surprised. I thought you'd get him as your guy. What time are we setting up?
18 minutes, Hans.
Okay, sweet. So here are some of the gadgets. So these are all your kind of web stuff. So you have impact webs, which you knock people back in the walls, which will make them stick more. You have Spider Drone, which is different from Spider Bro, which is, like, just as a wee sidekick that does damage. Electric webs, web bombs, which are my favorite thing in the world, and then trip mines. And then, of course, the skill tree. Like I said, there's a certain RPG element to it, so you can, whether you want to traverse the city cooler or faster, or focus on combat. Is that what I suppose? Yeah. These are kind of combat maneuvers, and these are kind of defensive combat almost. And then here is the map with all collect. So I haven't even unlocked all the collectibles yet to actually collect. And that is, there are two things in this game that I have gripes with. One is there are too many damn collectibles, and the other one is the Mary Jane sections. So let's go do shit. But yeah, so the Mary Jane so not only do you play as just Spider-Man in this game, there are points where you play as Mary Jane Watson. And
Speaking of,
yeah, speaking of the fucking devil, alright, sweetheart.
So did Lee.
And they are pretty much forced stealth sections.
And made him kill himself.
Don't get me wrong, like, they are short enough that they're not that much of an issue. Like, they only last, like, they're not even, what, like 5 minutes,
like,
some of them?
they're like, yeah, the longest one I've played is about 10 minutes.
But there is way more of them than there really needs to be. I think so far I've encountered 4 or 5, and I'm just kind of like, that's not. I did not buy a Spider-Man game to play as Mary Jane.
Where's the lab?
I don't mind them that much. They're nice things to break up the action, because it's nice things to break up the action, and I do just maybe think there is just too many of them.
But then my idea is, you know, if that's building. My idea then is, you know, if you want stuff to break up the action, why not do bits as Peter Parker?
Because at the end of the day, as Peter Parker, you're still Spider-Man.
True, but like have it be like, you know, oh, I can't use my full power. You know, like the bit where you're trying to break into Martin Lee's office is a good example of it. You know, that is a good bit where, you know, it's stealthy. There's story beats to it, and there's puzzle solving to it. You know, why not keep that going for a bit? Or why not bring that up in more sections, you know? Instead of Mary Jane where you're forced to stealth
Where are you
about.
going? You just swing around.
I was going to swing about and try and head
So, yeah, it's probably worth talking about then. Like, obviously, Spider-Man game. The swinging in this game feels fucking incredible.
Yeah. That's obviously, like, this has always been the biggest thing whenever a new Spider-Man game comes out, is like, oh, we want it to feel like Spider-Man 2. Because that's the... Everyone thinks that's the pinnacle of Spider-Man games at the minute, you know.
I agree, but to each their own.
Did you say you agree or disagree?
No, I agree. I think Spider-Man 2 is still the best Spider-Man game ever made.
I disagree.
That's because you have a weird boner for that Amazing Spider-Man game.
I think it's really... Right, we're not going down this. That's like an argument for another day. Like,
Second best Spider-Man game. Ultimate Spider-Man on the PS2.
actually, it's a dope game, to be fair.
Third best. That one, the PS1.
So what, this is your 4th best?
I'm not counting this one yet, because I haven't finished it.
Alright, okay. Oh, I really should probably just go do that one.
So, but yeah, the swinging feels great. It's fast, it's responsive, and they've done a really good job of like blending together a bunch of animations. Like, the game doesn't like say freak out if you accidentally bump into a wall. Like, the game's smart enough to say, alright, you're just gonna like wall run here and like keep your flow going. It does a really good job of just essentially making sure that you stay in control of yourself at all times, which is something I think a lot of them have maybe failed at. Like, once you there are certain times, say even in that Spider-Man 2, where you get to a certain point and like your character just starts freaking out because he's too close to a wall and like can't shoot a proper web.
Yeah, and I feel like see, to me, it's the important thing of. And it's very much a buzz phrase. You know, easy to pick up, difficult to master. And I feel like this is what it is, you know, like, you can pick up and you can swing through this A to B, absolutely not a problem. But, if you want to look cool and do it with style, you do maybe have to put a couple of hours in before you can really do that. So here's some of the stealth stuffs.
I will say, that danger and safe thing that appears, so that, you see it there, essentially telling you if it's like safe enough to
take someone down without alerting everybody. Yeah,
it is the best thing anyone has ever added to one of these Arkham style games. I think it is fucking amazing.
Some people would complain though it's too easy. They make it too easy.
My issue was if a lot of the time in Batman, especially like I do think in Batman, it's probably one of the worst defenders. As like it just starts piling enemies into these areas.
Yeah,
that it becomes like there's parts of times where there's so many people to keep track of that it becomes impossible to know whether it would be safe or not. And when it's impossible, not down to player skill, that's when it becomes an issue. And I think that takes so much of the guesswork out of it and just makes it far more enjoyable.
It is a bit weird sometimes because I feel like he would be safe to take down.
But beyond, like, I do think I'm not... Well, I will say this is probably my favourite Insomniac game ever made. I think some of the stuff they've done on it is absolutely incredible. Like, there's so much really small attention to detail. Like, it's the one got pointed out quite a lot on Reddit and Twitter when it first came out was... Essentially, there's like 2 different voice tracks for every line Spider-Man says, depending, say, like, if he's just perched on a rooftop or if he's, like, swinging through the city.
Yeah.
And I think it's really smart. Like, if he's swinging through the city, like, he does sound
Slightly
a bit more...
strange,
he sounds a bit more exasperated as he does it. And it's just, like, a really small attention to detail that goes really far. And the other one I noticed or the other day was, if you knock a person off a building, like, there is webs that catch him.
Yeah.
Instead of him falling to his death, like, you actually see a web fire out and, like, catch him and plant him to the side of the building. Like, it is just, like, those small things of the detail, like, they really make this game. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
You just fling that into New York City.
Sorry, I thought it was going to go to him, and then it very much did not.
Someone's going to fucking just take a scaffolding to the side of the head.
What? No, it's fine. I'm Spider-Man. Don't worry about it. I absolutely adore that web bomb. I don't know why.
Yeah, these bases, I think as they're called in the game, they are just kind of like, fuck off! They are like little side like areas for you to just kind of like take out all the enemies stealthily, and then waves of enemies start coming for you to do the combat.
Yeah, like it's kind of oh shit. Yeah, and like it is fun, and like it kind of it kind of makes sense that you can't just go the entire way through. With like the stealth.
Yeah, because like it makes sense in the idea of like, oh, they're not just gonna keep sending more people up here. It's like, oh, everyone keeps disappearing. I wonder what's up with that.
And then you would automatically try and go for the stealth option if it gets the thing over quicker.
But the
there's something really satisfying about doing the whole just webbing people to the wall thing. I don't know what it is, and it is a testament, like, 'cause this game is nothing like Insomniac have made before. Like, it's completely different direction Clank. There are some similarities, but all in all, it is completely different to Sunset Overdrive,
I'm kind of sick of these other guys.
That's so yeah, no, this game is super fun to play.
like it is very much for me. Like back to do a callback here. Like for me, like this reminds me of my love for like Metal Gear Solid 5, where that was a game for me that was just like fun to play. Everything felt like it flowed together so well, and like this is the closest I've ever come to finding a game that is like that good as well. Like everything about it is just everything feels really fluid and on the fly.
And to me, like, I know we said like there's little things that makes it feel more Spider-Man-esque. So you like those interactive ones where you pull. Well, like, for example, pulling a barrel up in the air or like pulling over scaffolding. That feels super Spider-Man to me. That makes this stand out from, Batman or whatever. Also doing that. Going underneath someone and having them get shot by their partner. That was not impactful.
Also, this is the first game that's made me want to actually use the game's photo mode.
Because of the selfie mode?
Yep. It's great. Including that one picture I found online of someone taking a selfie at Uncle Ben's grave.
Yeah. What if
that guy just disappeared?
Yeah.
Did you really realize how far that impact web shoots people until you just see them in that wide open space?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what happened to the other guy? Did he get fired off?
I must have.
There's still a guy over there.
Is there?
On your map.
Yeah.
He's like, there. Do you see the dot in your map? Turn your camera more. There. Is that the guy who shot off the building?
Hello? There he is there.
That's not him.
Hello? Hello?
There's still it still says there's a guy.
It's like all the way over there.
Yeah. Did you shoot him that far and it broke the game?
I don't wanna... Hello?
Oh, it's the guy you fired on that building. Remember you kicked the guy on the other...
Oh, motherfucker! I know I'm leaving the missions if I don't have a choice. Hi, buddy. You good?
I forgot about that guy.
Fucking...
Oh, Jesus.
Are you happy?
That was great.
So, on a technical side, there is little... It's obviously an open world game, so like there's little bugs or so, like funny wee things like that. I haven't had any game breakers yet,
No.
to be fair. So yeah. That's kind of just one of the many side missions you can do. There's other stuff like catching pigeons, which he actually... he makes a friggin' Dick Dastardly reference whenever one of the missions is hilarious. There's catching pigeons, there's like bomb disposal things, there's random crimes that happen throughout the city. And all these stuffs get... Oh, when you complete a mission, it gives you... essentially it's equivalent of
Tokens.
currency and tokens, so that you can go buy new equipment, new costumes, all that sort of thing. Nick, do you have a question to ask
I
me?
do. Hans,
Yes.
if you were on the fence about Spider-Man 2018, what would you say?
I would say this could be for comic book games what the first Arkham game was. I would be very, very happy if they kept making Spider-Man games like this. Like, Insomniac got the license, even if they, you know, did end up making like an entire series, like of Avenger films, or technically films and games. The combat is fun. It's familiar, but it does fun. It's got its own nice personality and bits. I think the story has been excellent so far. Some of the things that they've done have been interesting. I think some of the gameplay is tedious, like the Mary Jane stuff. But it is a very small section, though it does pop its head up over and over again. But no, I would recommend this. This is silly fun. Like, I haven't had a game like this where I will wake up, play it pretty much literally all day if I can, go to sleep, and then wake up and play it again all day, if that makes sense. Like, I haven't had a game like that and I don't know how long. So I am very happy that this game's out, and I would recommend this to anybody. Like, if you like the Batman games, you'll love this, and if you've been waiting for the Spider-Man game to fill Spider-Man 2's giant chasm, this is it. But like, you've also played this game.
I have also played this game.
So if I was on the fence, what would you say to me?
I would pretty much repeat what you said. I do think if this is the start of Marvel's gaming universe, it's a fucking fantastic start to it, and if it keeps up this high quality, it's going to be as much of a juggernaut as their movie series have become. I do have gripes with the game, but they are incredibly minor, in the way that, like, I had gripes with the first Batman Arkham game, where I feel like the story maybe feels a little low stakes, where, like, I don't... And maybe it's possibly because I haven't actually finished it yet. It doesn't feel like it reaches into the deep pantheon of Spider-Man villains as much as it could do. It kind of feels like you are dealing with Mr. Negative and Mr. Negative alone. There are brief cameos by other ones, but again, that's an issue that the original Arkham, I think, had as well.
Yeah.
So, that could be fixed in sequel, or it may even be fixed in this game as you get later on into it. But overall, like, I can't say enough positive things about this game. It is... Or I would say, if it keeps up the standard it has been so far, it'll definitely be at the top, or if not, my game of the year.
So, that is our opinions and some gameplay and everything else you could expect from a review/first look of Marvel's Spider-Man. Exclusively on PS4, which is still baffling, to be fair.
I'm not that surprised for it, just because Sony obviously owns the movie rights. I'm assuming they could probably pull a string or two to kind of ensure it stays exclusive on the...
Do you think it'll stay exclusive, or do you think it'll be a timed exclusive?
I think it'll stay exclusive.
Yeah. So yes, that is Marvel Spider-Man on PS4, only on PS4. ranging from, I think the cheapest I've seen is about £46. Oh, hello.
Oh!
Yes! Suck it, bitches.
Hey, Hans, take a selfie.
Okay.
You hit the start button,
yeah,
and then you
shut
go
up,
photo mode. Yeah! Spider-Man coming at you, New York City.
Yes, ranging from, it's usually about 46 to £50. Thank you very much for joining me, Nick.
Nay bother.